Welcome back to another episode of the Elevated Chat Room. Elevate your mind, elevate your life. It's your boy, your host, Lonzo Jones. My guy, Dwayne Malone, my co-host. You know, he be behind the scenes doing this thing, working the cameras, making sure we look good. But I got a special guy with us tonight. His name is Jay Woods. He is the founder of the Southeast 7-on Football, and he also is a farmer. Now, I know he don't look like it. But my guy's a farmer as well. Jay Woods, man, tell him a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, first of all, I appreciate you having me on tonight.
Thank you for jumping on, bro.
Glad to be here for sure. But yeah, like I said, I'm Jay Woods from Florence, Alabama, born and raised, out there past Cloverdale, if you know where that's at. That's out there in the country.
So you really is from the country?
Yeah, I'm really from the country.
So this ain't no facade?
This ain't no facade.
Okay, I
got a whole family compound, the Woods Lane. It's a whole street where my folks from, so out there in the country. So my folks grew up farming with horses, all that good stuff.
Sweet.
And but for me, my passion was football. Growing up, it's just sports in general, actually. Yeah. I've been playing football since I was little, and I actually got into it just because of my friends. Like, I didn't even really like it that much.
Yeah.
But since your friends playing, you gonna do it or whatever. Because I play offensive lineman.
Hold on. You play O-line.
I played O-line.
So did you have this frame back then? You looked like a lineman.
Yeah, I look like a lineman. So I was, it was a funny story. So I played center all the way up until about 6th grade.
Okay.
And I was the only center that'd probably be number 20 on the football field. So that was my favorite number. But I played center all the way to 6th grade. I hit a growth spurt, kind of stayed the same weight. And I just kind of slimmed down. Yeah. And they moved me to linebacker and tight end. Well, last game of my 7th grade season, they put me to safety. And I had 3 picks and 3 pass deflections. And I sealed the game with the pick. It's on YouTube. You can go watch. You can go look it up.
I believe you.
And then ever since then, I just played safety.
That's what's up, bro.
Just took off.
So it's amazing to me, first off, that a kid can go from a lineman type build skill set to being a safety.
Right.
That can actually pick the ball off. They say DBs really can't what?
Can't catch. And I ain't gonna lie, I had some brick hands. I probably had about 2 or 3 picks in college I should have had, just went straight through my hands. So that saying is still true to this day. But yeah, man, it definitely was a hard transition though, because your whole time you're not playing in space, you're not seeing the ball in the air. I'm snapping the ball and going to block somebody.
Yeah.
But I made it happen. So
man, I played safety in high school, and now I'm the safety that had hands because I played wide receiver too.
Okay,
so I started receiving, I played safety.
Right.
But I wasn't the tackling safety.
You were.
So no. So if we playing against, shout out to my guy LaRon McClain. He played fullback at Bama back in the day, but he was our rival. He also played Little League with me too, but he went to Tuscaloosa County High.
Okay.
And when we played them, I didn't play safety.
Nah.
I was like, coach, put me on 3rd and long.
Yeah.
Because he was about 6 foot. He was probably 6'2", about 225, 230 in high school.
Oh, that's a tank.
I'm 175.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not finna come down here and tackle that.
Nah, I feel you on that. Now, the only thing is, see, that's the difference with me, though. I was going to put my head in there regardless, They were like, why they call you Woods? And I was like, because I lay that wood, boy.
So that's why you end up getting a scholarship to Michigan.
Exactly.
That's probably why I went to a smaller school. Just being real. And I think this is one thing I tell people all the time, too. I think people get it wrong thinking that every football player likes to hit and like to bang.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the case.
It's not at all.
We used to have buddy systems in college.
Oh, yeah. You know the ones that really love that contact and the ones that just, do that hooping and hollering. And when it's really time to hit somebody, they dive into the ankles or whatever the case may be. But, yeah, every football player ain't bred for that contact. So.
Okay, I'm glad you backed me up. Let me ask you this, though. You said you like number 20. So I'm listening. Why number 20? What's special about that number?
Man, number 20, when I was growing up, all my uncles and my dad, all them had 20 numbers. Mm-hmm. And then it was just something about that 2 and the 0. It was like the closest thing to a team, but it wasn't. Okay. And I want to say that, like, that was the only one that coach was good with, too. Giving me as a lineman, number 20. So
okay, that makes sense.
I did like number 20 for a long time.
I like Barry Sanders growing up. I didn't know if it was a title back, but he was number 20.
I was too young for that.
Yeah.
My guys were like LT and AP and all them, coming up. So
Don't do me like that though, bro.
My bad. I ain't mean it like that. I'm just saying.
That's with you, bro. But let me go ahead with this question right here. So we're talking football. So what inspired your initial passion for football, and how did it influence your early life?
Yeah, like I said, I honestly didn't even love football when I first started playing it just because of the position I was in. But I had some coaches from Prattville, Coach Wallace, Coach Bailey, Coach Todd. They came up to Florence, and I was in 8th grade, and they just let me get on the phone with some of the guys they coach. Derek Moncrief, Nick Perry, play safety at Alabama and Auburn, different places. And like they said, Woods, man, like if you lock into this right now, you can get this to this level. And, I really took it to heart, and they kind of took me under their wing, and that's when my life started to change. And I could see that, hey, I always told myself I never wanted my mama or daddy to like have to pay for college or worry about me after high school, anything like that. Whether it was like, I was in 12 for life, going to Northwest shows, go get a trade job or get a scholarship, Division I scholarship like I did. Yeah. I was like, I'm not going to make them come out of pocket for that. And, it really came a reality in 9th grade when the Miami coach pulled me in and was like, hey, you special, son. Now, they didn't give me the offer now. I was a little upset about that, but I started seeing things change after that. So
okay. So you done started talking about offers. Mm-hmm. So when did you get that first offer? Yeah. And what did it feel like?
The first offer came from Michigan and Kentucky same day.
Okay.
It came from Michigan, Kentucky same day. I was in 10th grade, spring ball, and Kirby Smart was on the sideline. Tyrone Wheatley was coaching Michigan. And Kirby Smart is when he was at Bama at the time. And then Derek Ansley, the DB coach at Kentucky, was on the sideline. And I balled out, man. Yeah. Like you said, I was laying the wood. I mean, it was one of the first plays of the game. It was a deep ball to receiver, and I made him fumble. And then after that, they called me in the office and offered me. So it was a special moment. I definitely was grateful for that. So.
Yeah. So when you got that first offer, did it snowball after that and just more offers start coming in?
It was crazy. Now, I mean, my phone was just blowing up because that was, social media when I was coming up, it was like Twitter was really big. Okay. And then after I posted on Twitter, now I got all these college coaches following me from Florida, Tennessee, Vandy, all the SEC schools and stuff. So it was definitely crazy to be, what was I at the time, 15 at the time. So it was crazy.
Let me ask you this, man. Up until that point, were you training outside of what your team was doing, or you just doing just whatever the team was doing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, even before that point, like I always put in extra work no matter what I was doing. And,
you always did what? Put in what?
Extra work.
Okay, I just want to make sure they hear that. Okay.
Extra work. It's definitely, I mean, hard work pay off, really, honestly. I was either outside getting up extra shots. I even made up my own little hurdle so I could jump back and forth of it so I get more athletic. I do little stuff like that all the time, but as soon as the offers start coming in, it really I start putting in the work tenfold, So
you really, really wanted it.
I wanted it.
But you said something beforehand, like you said that, well, I didn't want my parents to have to pay for my college. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or I don't want my parents to have to take care of me once I left high school. So that was like your why. There was another reason, like another motivating factor behind the reason why you decided, like, you know what, man, I got an offer from Michigan. Let me see who else out there. Yeah. Let me go over here and put in some extra work. So when they offered you, how tall were you? How much did you weigh at that time?
Yeah, I was probably about 6'2", $185.
As a 10th grader?
As a 10th grader.
Yeah, you had some size.
I did. Okay. Like I said, I hit a growth spurt, man. I went from about 5'9" in 7th grade to about 6'1", 8th grade, then about 6'2", 9th, 10th.
Now, how athletic were you? Because I tell kids sometimes, yes, if you're athletic, that does help you. But if you're skilled, that helps you even more. And if you're knowledgeable and you just have that helps you even more. But vertical and 40. What was your fastest vertical and 40 in high school?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest right here. In high school, I ran a 4.7. Okay. Ran a 4.7 40. I probably wasn't, I don't even know what my vertical was. I don't know if we did that, honestly. But I ran a 4.7 40, one, because I really didn't know how to run it, getting out of blocks and everything. But two, I'm just kind of like a deer, like a baby fawn, just trying to fill out my body. Like I couldn't walk and chew bubble gum almost. Yeah. But one thing that really separated me on the football field is my IQ.
There you go.
And
there you go.
you know, I could read a play, and on the film, it looked like I'm running 4.5, 4.4 because I'm reacting to it so fast. But in reality, it's just I'm already seeing it because I don't watch the film. I sit down with my coach every Sunday before the games and stuff like that, or before the week even start. We dissect the film, we reading keys and things like that. So that really helped me play. Now, when I got to college, I started running 4.5 and stuff like that because I learned how to do it. But I wasn't even the best athlete on my team. That's what I always tell people, and even the kids that I coach today. I wasn't the best athlete on my team, but I did everything right to make sure I'm in the right spot to make the play. You know?
Yeah. See, I'm big on details. I had to tell my kids today. This is basketball practice. I had to tell them, you got to fall in love with the boring.
Got to.
You know, they not paying attention. So I told you earlier how I had to make them run. I was like, y'all, like if we're gonna win this thing, if we're gonna win it all. Like it's the little things that get us beat when you got a guy on the backside of my zone that's not down on the block, and the guy get the rebound on the opposite side, just lay it back up. You're supposed to be there,
right?
You know, it's little things that we go over this, so they over there like, man, I'll be glad when we get to screaming. I was like, look, we're gonna get this right. Yep. You know what I'm saying? We got to fall in love with the boring. Right. So, like I said, I'm just big on details. I like the fact that you are honest with your the kids you coaching.
Right.
Like, bro, you ain't got to be the most athletic.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? But you need to be one of the smartest if you're not super athletic.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you got to find something.
You got to be one or the other. Now you can't be unathletic and not smart. You know. Right. Now if you are athletic and you smart, now it's a plus. You know. But we gonna try. I try to like every time we practice and stuff too. I do harp on like eating right, working out, stretching, make sure you're hitting the jump rope. You know what I'm saying? Like to build the athleticism because in today's game, you know how it is now. Shoot, you can go recruit a 22-year-old out the transfer portal instead of getting this young buck that got potential, but he can't play right away. You know, so
we was gonna get to the transfer portal a little bit later, but since you already said so, no, since you already said so, what's your thoughts on the portal? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it what's your opinion on the transfer portal?
I think honestly, the transfer portal is good, but they need to regulate it better. Like when I was in college, I think it was solid because it was like, you could transfer and play right away if you graduated or, if you had to move closer to home for any type of, like
a hardship.
Yeah, hardship, anything like that, right? But if you transferred and it wasn't none of that, you was just like, you lost a spot or you didn't like the coach or whatever, you got to sit out a year. Yeah. That made a lot of people stay, because they didn't want to have to sit out that year.
Yeah.
But I think now they just letting folks just bounce around without no repercussions. And it's like now you're not only just messing up yourself on the football field, you messing yourself up in the classroom because some of them credits don't transfer over to other colleges just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good idea right there. So
I see a lot of people not even graduating no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sticky situation,
So you just saying it's a good idea, but they got to put some limitations on how much you can transfer. Now I would agree with that because it's like kids, the first sign of adversity, it's like, no, let me bounce. Me bounce. You got some kids, man, they didn't been to like 4 schools,
right?
So yeah, I agree with you on that as far as there being limitations, whether it's 2 times you get a transfer, no matter the reason, other than and then you get another one if you graduate, something like that. But and then bro, it's so much going on in college football nowadays, that's changing the game, and it's kind of leveling the playing field, or it's evening out a little bit more,
right?
Because I like how you had your Vandy this year. They got the kid from Mexico State or New Mexico State,
yeah.
And he comes in and he
changed that program.
You see, instead of them going out, like you said, signing a high school kid and wait for him 2 years to kind of get on the field, like, no, we saw this guy play against Auburn last year, and what he did to Auburn, we need that. You know what I'm saying? So I like that idea that they can go out, and I like it for the underdogs. So let's say you a late bloomer, you know what I'm saying? Then you go to a smaller school and you dominate. Right. Now it's like, you know what? I got a chance. I can transfer out and I can move up and get on a bigger team, a bigger stage.
Right.
So I like that idea from behind it.
Yeah.
Now, coaches can leave whenever they want to leave.
That's I was about to just point
talk
that
about
out.
that.
Yeah. The reason that I love it too is because a coach will always leave for a better opportunity for him and his family. So if I'm a kid and I'm balling, or even if I'm not, and I know I got a better opportunity to go to this school and actually produce, why wouldn't I do that? Why do I have to wait for you to sign off or, do this whenever the first sign that you get to get a bigger check or have a better opportunity, you're going to leave even though you told me you're going to be here for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the only reason why I really do support the transfer portal, because of like that scenario. But I mean, you go ahead. I know you're finna.
No. I just want to hear your thoughts. I'm interviewing you.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? It's your show.
show.
No, I just wanted your thoughts on that because, like I said, coach, they lead these kids whenever they want, like I said, for a better opportunity.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you a funny story. Well, two actually in Michigan. When I first got to Michigan, I had 3 coaches there that recruited me that I really trusted. Really, the reason I went up there, they were all gone before that season started because I enrolled early. Wow. I was 17 when I went to Michigan.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know this. This is probably the first time I say this story like out in public. I tell this to my kids all the time, but when I was 17, when I first got to Michigan, I got there in January. I got off the plane. It's -7 degrees. I was like, I do not want to be here. I made a mistake. Because I'm going to Michigan on my visits in the summer, early games, stuff like that, you know? And then like school get to going, workouts get to going. I'm doing good. I mean, Coach Harbaugh giving me praise and everything, but I'm just like, I'm not happy. I'm 10 hours away from home. I can't just go down the street and see my folks and nothing like that. I go in his office and I'm like, Coach, like, I want to transfer. This before signing, like, so I'm early enrolled, signing day in February. This before signing day of my class. I'm like, Coach, is it a way I can like get these financial aid papers released and transfer or whatever? He was like, look, I know it's hard, but this is going to be one of the biggest steps in your life as a man. So if you just trust me for 1 year, I promise you this will change your life. And he said, if it don't work out in just 1 year, I'll sign the papers, for you to transfer. And, thank God he didn't let me transfer because I had a great experience in Michigan. Yeah. I really do appreciate Coach Harbaugh for that. But it was definitely like a you got to man up right here, because you can't just run home to mama or daddy or, you can't get that home cooked meal and you can't get that warm weather. Like, I mean, all that stuff just changed for me night and day and it was just hard on me. So,
but see that is something that built you.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Helped shape you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. They don't really understand what it's like to be a college athlete.
Exactly.
And then a football college athlete, it's different.
Totally different level.
It is different. And they just, until you actually step into it, because I be telling these kids that be getting these scholarships at these schools, I was like, bro, let me just sit down and tell you what it was like for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I thought I was going to go home on a weekend when my first summer camp, and they slapped this binder down, it was about that thick, and they had everyday plans for like the next month and a half.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to call my mom and dad, like, look, y'all want to see me, y'all got to come up here.
Exactly.
And I'm only 2 hours away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, if you don't really love the game and have a deep why, you're going to quit. You're going to quit. You get up out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it shapes you as a man, as a person. You learn so much about yourself, man.
Right.
We used to have like 4 days. Like this was back before they did these regulations.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was old school.
Yeah.
Like, and we banged. So we blackened. So our practice jerseys was white and red.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you was hurt, you wore orange.
Okay.
If you was injured, you wore blue. By the time halfway through the camp, we like the Florida Gators out there, bro.
Everybody
we couldn't even scrimmage because all the linemen was. We didn't have enough linemen to scrimmage. Because I'm telling you, we would hit and Jack Crow, our head coach, he was old school. He coached down at Auburn when Bo Jackson was down there, bro. Like I'm telling you, like it was just that bad, but it built us. It shaped us. You just learn so much. So I sometimes, and I know it's nowhere near as detrimental as the military.
Right.
But I was like, man, either you should go to the military or you should go play some college ball somewhere.
Build that character. Build that character.
So when you was at Michigan, what stood out to you the most? What did you take away from Michigan? What was that thing that stood out to you the most in Michigan?
Yeah, I think the number one thing that stood out the most for me in Michigan was just the program history. Like that tradition that Michigan has and that network across the world. Like, Michigan is just such a well-known, prestigious school. Like, and you see that block M everywhere. Like when I committed, I didn't know there's so many people from Michigan in this area. Like I'm a Michigan fan, all these things. And Coach Harbaugh, he took us around the world on these trips. He took us to Rome my first year. He took us to Paris the second year and South Africa the third.
That's awesome, bro.
And like everywhere we went it was like people like, oh, I'm from Michigan. I went to school in Michigan and now I'm living over here. And like just seeing that network was just mind blowing to me because me personally, I'm just like, you know, Alabama. I never even been on a plane before I went to Michigan. So,
oh wow,
you know, it was very, you know, just south, and now I know all these connections around the world. I was like, wow, like that Michigan experience really did something for me. So
that's dope.
that's probably the biggest thing.
So you got a lot of exposure.
A lot of exposure, a lot of exposure, and of course playing in the biggest stadium in college football against the, you know, the biggest rivalry, you know, Michigan High. Look, I'm from Alabama.
Yeah.
I know how Auburn, Alabama is.
Yeah.
But I'm telling everybody right now, this is the time I can look in the camera right here. Michigan, Ohio State is the biggest rivalry in college sports, period. I mean, those people hate each other and it's just so like prestigious with it too. And, you know, I'm an Auburn fan, by the way, War Eagle, but Michigan, Ohio State for sure.
So just talking about the big house.
Right.
Bro, what was that first time when you actually, not you dressing out and being on the sideline, but
Actually
that first time you got on what was that like, bro?
Yeah. Well, I would say it was my first game. My first game was actually in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. We played Florida. We came out with the all maize jerseys. That was the first year we did it.
Okay.
And I was on kickoff and I was so nervous. But on the big house, it was a different level of nerves just because like this is a stadium where you know, y'all probably worked out in y'all stadium in the summer, ran bleachers and stuff like that. You know, I'm doing it like that. And to actually be on the field with the crowd and the atmosphere, it was crazy. And I could tell you I threw up before the game. I was nervous. And I'm only playing special team. I got a little burn, like, because I think we played like Cincinnati or something like that, so we beat them pretty bad. I got a little burn at the end, but I'm only playing special teams. I was just nervous. But,
it be like that, man. Yeah. It's funny. I've been, me and Wayne, we've been speaking at schools and stuff for probably about 10 years now. And if I don't use the bathroom in the morning before I speak, bro, my stomach just, and I'm ready, I'm prepared, but I'm like, hey, you already know when I got to go.
Yeah. But that's one thing I did learn too, like, the moments where I felt nervous is like, that's because I'm like ready. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wasn't really bought into whatever I was doing and wasn't nervous, then I wasn't really performing well. But them times I was nervous and like really, you know what I'm saying, got that butterfly in my stomach, like ready to go. Because you know how it is. After football, once you make that first contact and hit, you ready. You ready to go now, you know?
But see, it was a little different though playing receiver. Like you get that first hit,
you want to get hit.
But then when you know that they call that play where you got to go across that middle, it's like, oh man, here them butterflies come again.
Oh yeah.
But like I said though, but you're right though. That I always say, even with quarterbacks, the first time they get that first hit, you know how you gonna react.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you gonna bounce back? He's gonna get up. He'll fight. He's gonna lay on the ground too long. You know, and stuff like that. So you definitely right on that, man. And just that whole college experience, man. I recommend anybody that's a college athlete, whether it's a big school or a small school, hey, go try it.
Right.
If you got an opportunity to go play ball somewhere, hey, give it a shot. Put in max amount of work you possibly can. Give it a shot and just see what happens. Because you never know the connections you will make.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And so you went to Michigan on a scholarship. How did you end up at Duke?
Yeah. So went to Michigan, like I said, early. So I graduated early too. Okay. I graduated in 3 years. And then once I graduated, you know, I decided to transfer out from Michigan. And Coach Cutcliffe, David Cutcliffe,
I remember him.
He had recruited me in high school at Duke, and he was still at Duke. So as soon as I got in the portal, it was like him and then Texas Tech and like a couple other like Illinois, stuff like that hit me up. But it just resonated with me with him just because he was always more about the stuff off the field with football. And I think at this point in my career, you know, with so many concussions and injuries, I kind of seen the writing on the wall. Like even if I was to play on the next level of NFL, I didn't want to play for a long time just because I didn't want to be 30, 40 years old and my head beat in or I can't walk and stuff because I like to do stuff like outdoors a lot and stuff. So when I went to Duke, it was more of a like, hey, this a elevation thing because, you know, Michigan degree, Duke degree, you know, with the connections around and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's hard to go wrong with that. So, you know, I ended up going to Duke with Coach Cutcliffe and Coach G and playing up there for 2 years and graduating up there too.
Okay, so you got what did you get your degree in Michigan? Yeah,
I was sport management out of the School of Kinesiology. And then at Duke, I got my master's from the Fuqua School of Business and a master in management studies. So 2 pretty solid degrees. I wanted to go to be an engineer in Michigan, but you know how it is with football. We only had like one person do that
Yeah, it's tough. That is tough.
And they almost wouldn't let you do it because even the conflicts, like you had night classes with engineering school and stuff like that, but you got practice at night.
Yeah.
So how you gonna make that work? And only one dude did it, and I shout out to him, Noah Furbush. That's my guy. But yeah.
So you ended up at Duke. You got your scholarship. You was a graduate student. So you graduated from Michigan, and then you hit the portal after you graduated. Boom, and you didn't have to sit out a year.
No, I didn't have to sit out because I graduated.
Okay, right. Make sure the crowd understood that.
Right.
You do the 7-on. I see you out there working with the 7-on-7 football, and I introduce you as the founder of Southeast 7-on football. Explain to them what that is and why you created it.
Yeah, Southeast 7-On is a youth organization for the kids in the Tennessee Valley area to kind of elevate their game through the, non-contact drill 7-on-7. It's a drill that we do in the summer in college. It's a drill that you do during the season, a passing drill where it's 7 guys on defense, 6 on offense plus a quarterback in a non-contact drill. And the biggest thing that I do is in the summer is my youth summer league. So that's more like your team schools like Florence, Muscle Shoals, Brooks. We even had Lexington. We had kids from up in the Decatur area and central area as well come out and play. And you compete with your guys that you're going to play the regular season with.
That's good. I like that idea.
So you're building that team chemistry. You're building, you're getting out all those little kinks and things like that. And you're also just developing yourself, at a young age. I mean, you see how the game's changed.
Yeah.
Spreading the football out now. You got to be able to throw it, run, and make people miss and make plays in the air if you're on defense, right? So this is a perfect opportunity for guys to do that. And from there, we'll have a full season go from about June to the end of July, beginning of August, right before camp starts. And we'll select the best players for our travel team. Mm-hmm. That's where I got my guys from the NFL, Benjamin St. Just, Quiddy Pay. They come in, sponsor, take care of the jerseys, things like that, and the tournaments. And then we go out to play in Atlanta and Cincinnati and Knoxville. So, really get that exposure piece of it, show them what, the type of talent they got to go against. Not just these high school kids, but, some of these kids going to be, second year, third year players in college by the time you a freshman. So you need to go watch these kids now just knowing that, hey, by the time you get up to college, you got to compete with them too.
Yeah, so you got to see the other dogs that's out there.
Exactly.
And it's some people, I was telling my brother-in-law when he was in high school how I was going to be, I was like, bro, you've been raised very well. Both parents in your home, you pretty much, you living a good life.
Right.
These guys you finna go up against college, they have it. They got a different type of dog in them. So you got to be ready.
A different type of why, like we just said.
Yes.
A different type of why. Yes. Make sure your why is strong enough.
Yeah. I always say, man, if your why got to be strong enough to when life knock you out, it got to be strong enough to lift you up back up off that mat. Because if that why ain't strong enough to get you up off the ground, bro, you might as well don't even go out there and even try it. Because there's somebody out there. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That if they don't get it, then they don't have no other way to eat.
No other.
They don't see no hope.
Right.
Outside of if I don't get this scholarship, if I don't get to college and be a beast,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's a different mindset, though. You got to tap into it, and I think it's harder sometimes for kids that have been brought up, you know what I'm saying, a certain way. So that's why it's like even with my sons, it's like no, like I'm gonna push y'all, I'm gonna make y'all when I'm training y'all gonna dang near hate me.
Right.
Because I'm preparing you for that guy.
Exactly.
That's gonna come up and he gonna want to take your cookie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, that's real. That's real. I mean, you got like, cause I mean, I have both parents in the home and stuff like that. And but I seen them, we started off in the apartments and we started off, not some good places in Florence and stuff like that. But I seen them put in that work. And that's what built that, instilled me, that work ethic in me. And I also seen the guys, my best friend, Dajon Turner, Poppy. He got a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Maybe need to get him on.
I might have hollered at him. We'll link up with him.
Yeah, he got a hell of a story. But, I know his why was different too.
Yeah.
But we both came together, pushed each other. He went to UAB, played 5 years, one of the top corners in the nation at one point in time. Got his master's from the UAB as well. Got a good job down there in Birmingham now.
Sweet.
But if you seen his story, it'd be like he wasn't supposed to make it. Mm-hmm. But then we pushed each other. We both kind of ate off each other's why, and we ended up getting there. So you got to have that strong why, like you said.
Yeah. Like I said, man, just talking to you before we even sat down for the actual podcast, bro. I was like, man, this dude right here, he got wisdom. Like, that's beyond your years, man. So don't take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? And don't misuse it.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because like you was kind of telling, there's going to be people coming from left and right and all this kind of stuff, man. Just ask God to give you discernment on stuff, bro. And just keep it moving, man. Do stuff for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? Always looking to give back to the community, kids, man. Right. And life, God will see that you will continue to be taken care of, bro. Like, real talk.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, you impressed me, bro. I'm going to be honest. Like, it takes a lot to impress me. I'm people's worst critic. Like, I'm
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my thing is this, like, everybody else patting you on the back. I'm looking for those 2 or 3 things that I see that you really need to work on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'll build you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, yeah. But listen. Like with my boys.
Yeah.
Come get in the car talking. I was like, yeah. You had a good game. Yeah, you scored 20 points, but you didn't hustle on this play.
Right.
What happened on this play?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you haven't made it. Nobody has made it. Even as a dad, I'm still striving every day to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I dropped the ball. I'm still trying to, you know what I'm saying, get to that mark. But yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep giving back to these kids, man. They need that. Especially a young role model that can even relate to them even more. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, you know, they look at cats that's 50 plus, 45 plus. I ain't gonna say 40 because I'm about to hit that. So I look at these older people like, yeah, but you don't understand. But see, now you can be like, no, I get it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 10 years removed from being 15. Right. That's crazy, bro.
Exactly.
When you really think about it, 10 years ago, you was 15 years old.
I know. I you know, see, that's how I know I'm old too, because Snapchat memories, you know, it'd be like 10 years ago, you know, me getting my first dunk and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm like, man, time flies. But like you said, it's easier when it come out of somebody else's mouth. It's been where you trying to go to and kind of, you know, can relate to, you know. We had social media growing up. It's way bigger now. But, you know, I try to tell these kids, man, you can always use it as an advantage or you use it for your downfall, you know? And I always be like, you know, it's your job interview. That's your resume nowadays for college coaches, anything. So make sure you clean it up. Make sure you posting good stuff on there and everything like that. So
when you was in college, either one of them, did they ever make you guys like go to like a speech class or speaking class, financial class, anything like that?
One of the reasons I wanted to leave Michigan at first, they put me in a public speaking class. I grew up, I actually had I had a speech impediment, and I still stutter sometimes when I get excited and stuff like that. I had to go take reading class and stuff like that all the time. But I was so scared to publicly talk or just talk in general. And that was one of the number one things Coach Harbaugh made everybody do, that public speaking class, one-on-one. And I'm really glad I did it because it kind of helped me get over that fear. And the more and more I do it, the better I get at it. But we definitely had to take all of that. We had the social media training, media training, the financial stuff. They really prepare you, you know. So.
Okay. Well, so I just want, because I hear from different programs when I catch different podcast interviews or different reels that I just be listening to, and I hear how I think it was the running back that was at Bama, Josh Jacobs, was talking about how Saban had them when they first got there. They had to go take a speech class and media, just talking to the media, just learning how to talk and stuff like that. He was like, bro, I didn't want to, but he was like, that's one of the best things that ever happened to me. Yeah. Yep. So that's what's up.
You look back on it, man. It's like, man, I hated it at first, but I'm glad I went through it. So
yeah. Especially now with all the stuff you got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely paying off now.
So let's hop on that real quick. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know they wanna kind of hear about the whole show that you gonna be on. Fox Farmer wants a wife. Okay. So so let's talk about that real quick, man. First off, that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? To be on TV. Me and Dwayne thought we was gonna be on, well, actually it was me. Thought I was gonna be on TV for, you know, this is back in the day. I'm just saying, thought I was gonna be on a little TV show, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't know what happened, but yeah, I was prepared, you know what I'm saying? But anyways,
ready to go.
So Fox Farmer wants a wife. Can you tell us about the show and why you did it?
Yeah, so a little bit about the show is Farmer Wants a Wife, comes on Fox and streamed on Hulu. It's going to air on March 20th. So essentially what it is 4 farmers. I'm one of the 4. So me and 3 other guys from all around the United States, Alabama, Arkansas, Missouri, and California. We have, we get to go meet 8 beautiful women.
Okay.
And from there we pick what is it? I think like 5 of them to bring back to our farms and hopefully find love. So you know, in the past seasons, it's really big in Australia. That's where it started at.
Okay.
It's probably like 10 or 12 seasons, something around there.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, I want to say over 300 marriages with 200 kids that didn't happen over that span. So it worked.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, no.
It worked. So yeah.
Which one do I want?
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely you know, proven for sure. So, and it's a wholesome show. That's what I want to do it too. I wasn't gonna do anything that was like, you know, gonna be filled with like drama and just, you know, you got to kind of play the role or whatever like that. It's very wholesome in itself too.
So why you did it?
Yeah.
Why you doing it? Like, well, come on now, tell us that. Like, what?
Well, look, like you said, I'm 25, I'm young, but I got a lot of wisdom. So, you know, I know with that being said, like, you know, I need to settle down. I need a strong woman behind me. And like, you know,
that understands farming.
Exactly. Gotta love the farm.
Yeah.
I'm a country boy at heart. I love the farm. I love animals. I just gotta live in the country. So I gotta find somebody that's like-minded in that way and kind of equally yoked with me as well, you know, in my faith, my family, and the farm. So.
Yeah. So you grew up farming.
Yeah, well, so I didn't necessarily grow up farming, but I grew up around the farm.
Okay.
You know, now I did do some things like, you know, feed the horses and pick the peanuts and do things like that. But like I didn't live on the farm. My granddaddy did. My granddaddy had a farm, my uncle had a farm, my whole folks, like I said, out there, Woods Lane and Cloverdale, they had the farm. They used to plant corn, everything like that. So I grew up around it. And I really enjoyed it. But like I said, you young, I love sports more. I ain't want to be out there.
Right.
You know,
I get
it. But I always knew that especially after my granddaddy died, I was like, man, I want to go back and like have that same lifestyle for like my kids and my grandkids and stuff like that. So as soon as I got done playing ball, the first thing I looked for was buy some land, and thank the Lord I was able to buy his old farm back. So after they sold it. So
they sold it to somebody else, and then you went back and was able to buy it. Well, that's pretty special right there, bro. Man, I like that. I like that. What? Hey, y'all, man, he got. Come on now. No, I'm talking to these women that's on the show with him. Who gonna be on the show? Well, however it's gonna work out. You hear this man heart? Come on now. Shoot. And he young. But yeah, man, that's pretty dope, man. Anything else you want to tell us about the show? Or anything you can tell us about the show without, you know what I'm saying, giving away too much, you know what I'm saying, inside info. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be very you're gonna be able to feel the show for sure. Okay. I think it's going to be very real, very genuine, and it's going to be something good to watch for sure. And exciting, you know, see your boy on there for sure. So,
so what's up, man? How did you get cast for the show? Like, how did that happen?
You know, funny story. So my sister, she was getting married. Okay. She actually got married this past July, and this was around May. She's a cheerleader coach at Decatur. So they had her cheerleaders had a wedding shower for her before the end of the school year. I went up there, and then one of her coworkers was like, oh my gosh, your brother, you know, whatever. My sister, you know, I'm the baby brother. So she's like, hey, don't do that now. Like, you know, that's my brother. But she's like, no, I think it'd be perfect for this show. And told her the show, Farmer Wants a Wife. I never heard of the show before, and she never heard of the show before. Yeah. I just shrugged it off like, whatever. Literally like a day or two later, like, you know, reached out to me like, hey, you know, think would be perfect for this show. Like, are you single? All this stuff. Are you looking for love? I was like, man, this is a blessing in the sky. Yeah, that's like, what's up. You know, so I ended up doing it, and, you know.
So it's funny sometimes how things that you're not looking for, but they're looking for you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It is.
And I truly believe that if you're not the type of person that you should be or trying to become, right, you're not growing, you know what I'm saying, and maturing, then those things just don't happen to anybody, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, and I know we all got our flaws, we all do stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But,
nobody perfect. Right. I tell this all the time to my kids all the time. Like, I'm not perfect. Just because you might see all the good things on social media, first of all, a lot of people not going to post their bad stuff on social media. So that's the number one thing. But just because you don't see all the good stuff don't mean that I don't have bad days or I don't have things that I got to struggle with every day, you know, to try to be a better version of myself. But you can't, you know, get too down on yourself either. You got to understand that you're human. Somebody done been in your position before and got on the other side. So you gotta, you know, be able to be tough and push it, persevere over that. So
let me ask you this, bro. Going back when we talked about the show, you gave us a teaser. You told us we good on the show.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your college football days. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what type of coach was Jim Harbaugh. Was he one of those that was hands on with the X's and O's, or was he more like a motivator and a culture guy?
Yeah, both. I would say Coach Harbaugh, he's one of the greatest coaches to ever coach, honestly.
Gotcha.
Just because he's able to get the most out of people around him. And it might not be, you know, a traditional way or anything like that. Because if you watch his interviews and stuff, some of the things he say it kind of like got you thinking like, you know, he don't just say stuff just straightforward. He got something behind every message. But he always get his point across. He ain't gonna make sure that he's not sugarcoating anything. That's one thing I loved about him. When I first came in his office, he said, look, like, essentially, once I especially out of the committee, he said, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And that's just how the world works. Like, you know, you do something for me, I do whatever I can for you. But if you out here, you know, you're not doing nothing for me, or, you know, you're not putting in the work or doing nothing like that, don't come and ask me for anything, you know? And that's just being real. And I really appreciated that. So he was a great guy, man. My grandparents love him. They got the picture hanging up of him when they got to meet him in the big house and stuff. So I really appreciate Coach Harbaugh.
That's what's up, man. Anything else you want to say, man, concerning the show, or anything else you want to leave with the people, man, before we close it out? My guy, you done killed it. I mean,
man, I just appreciate it. I just had a good conversation with you, man. So yes, sir, man. I really appreciate you bringing me out here. You know, like I said, just anybody out there in Florence community, especially youth and everything, if you ever need something from me, just feel free to reach out. That's one thing I feel like my purpose on this earth is to like serve others and, you know, help other people. So if you ever need something from me, whether it's just talking or just, you know, somebody listen to whatever, just let me know, man.
Where can they find you at, my guy?
Yeah, you can reach out to me on social media. Jamark Woods, just full name. Instagram, Facebook, same thing. Southeast 7 on Instagram and Facebook as well. Just reach out. I usually try to check it. Right now, the DM's a little crazy right now, but I definitely try to get back to you if I can't. So yeah, that's it.
So that's gonna get us to the end of the episode, y'all. We had Mr. J Woods, man. He's a future star on TV. Catch him on Fox Farmers Want a Wife. March
20th.
March 20th. Y'all check him out, man. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, bro. So that's it. Like, share, comment. That's another episode of the Elevated Chat Room. Elevate your mind, elevate your life. We out.